I've just been sieving some compost. It's very cold out here today once again, but I decided today I'm going to start off some peppers, but I'm not starting them outdoors. You don't want to be doing that because they'll never germinate. You've got to keep them warm day and night, so even outdoors in a greenhouse is not going to work. But here's another option that you can use. And that's one of these. That is a very cheap heat mat. You can get them off eBay. Plug it in indoors, sit your trays on top, and that's going to keep your compost warm until those seeds germinate. Another thing you can do as well with peppers is soak the seeds in warm tea. Just put them in room temperature tea in a little glass or something and just let them soak overnight. And that's going to soften that exterior shell. Once again, that is going to help your seeds germinate quicker, sometimes by up to 2 weeks quicker. So you could give that a try. It's something I've done for quite a few years and it's always worked. However, this year, because I'm in a caravan, I've decided I'm not going to bother using heat mats, and I'm not even going to soak the seeds this year as well. I just want to see how it turns out by trying to germinate pepper seeds in the most basic way. But I think these are only around £10 or something off eBay if you want to get one. But if you don't want to get one, just keep them somewhere warm, like an airing cupboard. That should work fine. But never outside in a greenhouse, not at this time of year. So we've got this compost sieved, and then I'm going to fill up one of these. That can hold 12 separate plants. If you wanted more than that, you could actually put 2 seeds in each cell and get twice the amount. Or you could just do that anyway to guarantee yourselves better germination. I'm going to stick to 1 in a cell today because I don't need that many peppers. If I only get 6, that'll be enough for me. And these are the ones that I'm doing today. If you can see that on packet. They're Californian Wonder. They're very similar to YOLO pepper, so any type of sweet bell pepper is alright for me. Before I sort those out though, I'm going to get this filled up. And when you fill your trays up for peppers, you want to fill them to the top and then press them down. Just compress that soil down because peppers like a firm base to grow in. They don't like loose compost. So that's what we'll do. It's actually freezing out here today. But the light indoors is not very good. So that's why I'm doing it out here quickly. And you're better off sieving your soil as well for peppers. You don't want any big stones or twigs in there. So, as you've probably seen me do before, I just fill it up and then I'll just compress those cells down. And once you've done that, it's just a case of filling it back up. This compost is also wet as well. So if your compost is quite dry, then just give them a bit of watering after. I definitely don't need to bother with this, as you can see. So that's all set up and ready to go, and you don't need to add food to this compost either. There'll be enough feed in the seed itself to get that plant started. So as always, I'm just showing you this a little bit closer up. Get these seeds out. So as I said earlier, I'm not going to bother soaking them. I want to see what happens if I just do it the normal way. So basically, I'm going to pop 1 seed in each cell. If you want to, you could just put 1 diagonal like that, and then you've got a couple of chances of getting a germination. But for now, I'm just going to pop 1 in. I'm not going to be that particular. If 2 drop in, I'll just leave it. And then I'm just going to poke them in just below level of that soil, about half a fingernail's depth. We want to give them best chance of breaking through that compost that we can. So don't plant them too deep, because there's a good chance them seeds will rot before they even germinate. So just slightly underneath, and then cover them back up, but don't compress it down, just do it loosely. That's going to help those seedlings once they appear. That's pretty much all you need to do. Pop a label in them and then you know what's in this tray. And as I said, these are going back indoors, and we'll see if just using room temperature in a caravan is going to be enough to germinate these seeds. But if not, we can always try again at a later date. So as I was saying at the beginning of the video, it's a bit early in the year to start growing peppers, but if you can accommodate them indoors, you can definitely get them started off anytime between now and end of March. They need a long growing season, so the sooner you can get those plants on the way, the better. But if you do them early, you've also got to consider light as well. If these plants don't get enough light, with it being so early in year, then they're going to start to stretch. They'll become leggy plants, and leggy plants are not very healthy plants at all. So even if they do grow and then flower, if they were leggy plants to start with, that is going to affect the harvest. So if you don't think that you're going to be able to accommodate them with light and enough warmth to get them started, then maybe wait till a little bit later in the year. Or you've also got the other option of getting one of those heat mats, or just putting them in an airing cupboard, which I've done many times in the past and it has worked. And don't forget, if you want to try it, soak them in tea overnight, and that will soften those shells and help those seeds germinate even quicker. And that goes for chili plants and sweet pepper plants. Just before I go, I'm going to give you another update on those onion seeds that we sowed quite recently. I'll just put these to one side. We planted them in this propagator, and we've kept that lid on because that holds moisture in and helps them seeds germinate better. And as you can see, they're looking really well. They've got some good size on them now. This side's where we put the red onion seeds, and they didn't work, so we'll have to get a fresh batch of seeds and start some more. Plenty of time to be doing onions. But if you look at the tops of these onions, you can see they're starting to bend over, which is what they call the crook stage. And when they reach that stage, that's when you can start and transplant them. I'm going to leave them to grow on a little bit longer since it has been cold, and I'd like to get them a little bit more established, just to get a bit better root system. So I'll probably leave these for another week or so because we have got a bit of sun on the way, and then I'll start and transfer them into a big container, and I'll leave them in that until it comes time to harvest. So that's us updating us onions, and that's something that we do on this channel all the time. Every time we sow seeds, grow plants, we constantly update you on exactly how they're getting on. And if things don't work, we also show you that as well. Not everything you do in gardening is going to be 100%. So these are going back in propagator. They've been outdoors for a couple of weeks now since they germinated, so because onions are very cold hardy, I don't need to keep them indoors. They can stay outside, and as you can see, not a problem at all. But the peppers definitely need to be indoors. So that's it for this video, and thank you to everybody that's commented on the channel saying that they can't wait to get going once again. We know it's been a long winter and we're not past it yet, so we just need to hold on for a few more weeks, and then we'll be sowing and growing plenty of things. And if you'd like to see what else we're going to be growing between now and spring, please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.